School. So we're talking about transition hitting for our middles here. You're going to notice on the driveway here, I've got some lines drawn. The ones that are coming away from the door towards us, totally ignore them for this video. I have one drawn about 10 feet away from the garage door. You guys do not need to draw anything on the ground. It's just kind of for reference. If you have chalk, absolutely go for it, do it. But again, not super important. So yeah, transition hitting. We're talking about transitioning from one phase of the game to another, and how we move when we do that. So at this point, we should have already watched our blocking basics video and our intro to attacking video. In the intro to attacking, we go through a 4-step approach. Our middles are, you're kind of going to see that we're really running a 3-step approach here, but we're counting the final step of our transition moves off the net as part of our approach. So it'll be our right foot is our last step for a lot of these moves, and then we're taking a left, right, left to go up to the net. So really we're doing 3 steps to the net, but we count that last step of the transition just so we can say everyone's still doing 4 steps. Yeah, so to start out, we're going to go through our 2 serve, receive to attack patterns. So there are going to be 3 rotations where our middles are in the front row before they sub out. For 2 of those rotations, when we're receiving the serve, our middles are going to start way over on the left side of the court. They'll probably have someone standing right next to them. Usually it's an opposite hitter. As we get people on the court, we'll go through that. But what you need to know is for 2 rotations, I'm going to be over on the left in serve receive, and for 1 rotation, I'm going to be over on the right. So we're just going to go through the footwork for those and then getting into our attack really quickly after that. A big thing we focus a lot on, particularly in transition, really definitely in serve receive because we really have time to do it, is making sure that our second step is on or behind the 10-foot line. So as a right-handed hitter, our middles, we're going to be right-handed, so we can keep this simple for everybody. My second step is going to be with my left foot. So particularly in serve receive, when I'm working on this stuff over the summer, I can make sure there's no ball here, no one's in my way. I can give myself a lot of space. My second step needs to be on or behind the 10-foot line. So I'm going to just real quick show you right here what our serve receive to attack footwork would look like. Then I'm going to do it pretending the garage door is the net and I've got my 10-foot line drawn out here. So again, we're pretending other team's serving at me. I'm pushed over to the left side of the court. There's probably an opposite hitter standing somewhere right around here with me. My footwork, I'm going to open up. I'm turning, so my right foot is facing this way. So I've probably started just in front of the 10-foot line. My goal is to take my first step to actually get me a little bit behind the 10-foot line and moving inside the court. I'm going to take 1 crossover step with my left foot, and I'm going to take 1 more with my right. That's probably about 2 to 3 feet behind the 10-foot line, and we're going to count that right foot. So it's the 3rd step I've taken. I've gone right, left, 3rd step I take. That's going to be the 1st step of my 4-step approach. I'm now going towards the net. I'm probably coming to our setter at a little bit of an angle. That's what we want. And again, my 2nd step of my approach with that left foot is on or behind the 10-foot line. Then I just get my final 2. I jump and I swing. And that's it. So I'm going to start out just in front of my drawn-on 10-foot line here. I'm going to walk through these steps. You can do it with me. Here we go. Awesome. So I'm just inside my 10-foot line. My first step, right, I'm going behind the 10. Second step, left, I'm back behind the 10 for sure. 3rd, my right foot, I'm about 2 feet behind the 10, and then I'm going to the net with a left, right, left, jump and swing. So super easy, going a little bit faster. Here we go. In front of the 10. Right, left, right, left, swing. Do 1 more going full speed. Here we go. Awesome. So I think that's really simple footwork. We're going to be doing that out of 2 rotations in serve receive. So we want to get really good at that. The other one, we're coming from the right side of the court now. So we kind of have 2 options here. We can use a shuffle move to get ourselves over into the middle of the court where we want to attack the ball. I think we're a little bit faster, and it'll help us see the court easier, though, if we actually make a turn and run move again. So what that's going to look like, I'm over on the sideline here. I'm in front of the 10-foot line. I'm going to open up with my left, so I'm moving back again. I'm going to cross over with my right. I take one more with my left, and I'm probably about 5 feet behind the 10-foot line here. I get a small step with my right foot, and that's the first step of my approach. And then I'm left, left, swing and attack. If we want to do it with a shuffle, we can just make it really easy. 2-step shuffle here. I shuffle, my weight's on my left foot, and then I'm going forward, right, left, swing. So again, we like to kind of turn and run because it gets us open into the court. We can see they served the ball at somebody back here, and I'm turned to face it. We like that a lot more, so we'd really prefer that. So I'm going to go through this a little bit faster here. I get my left, left, going to the net, right, left. Going to go a little faster on this one. Again, I'm going to focus. Can I get that left foot, my second step, on or behind the 10-foot line? Here we go. Awesome. That's it. So yeah, serve, receive to attack. We just got 2 little patterns to worry about. Really simple. So work on those both a couple times till we've got it down. We'll go through that a lot during the season. Next up, so our returning middles, you're going to recognize this. We do this a lot as just a warm-up in our practices. So our middles, we really think of as like the leaders of our block. So they're really coordinating everything. We have them call out how the other team passes. So if the other team makes a really good pass off of our serve, off of one of our attacks, our middle is up at the net. They're ready to block with their hands in a good position like we talked about in that block and intro video, and they're going to call out, does the other team pass the ball on the net, which means it's a great pass. They have the opportunity to run a really fast set to their middle because it was a great pass, or do they pass the ball off the net, meaning they can't run anything super fast to their middle, and they probably are going to set either their outside or their right side. So we coordinate. Number one, we would call on, or off, off. And you're yelling it really loud so your whole team can hear it, and they know what you're preparing to do as the blocker, and that tells our other blockers, hey, you got to be ready. They pass the ball off the net. We know they're going to go to one of you guys. So my hands, they're going to coordinate with my call. So if I call on, they've passed the ball really tight, really nicely to the net. We have to worry about them running the quick set to the middle. I need to make sure that my hands stay up because I need to be ready to make a quick block on that quick set to the middle. If I call off, I know that I'm going to have to make my swing block move to one of the pins, so I can just drop my hands right away, and that lets me get in a really good position where if they do try to go to the middle here, it can't be fast, so my hands are down, I can load really easily and explode and get a really high jump, versus if my hands are up, I just kind of pop up really quick. I'm going to jump probably 4 or 5 inches lower than if I load. If they set one of those pins, I'm ready to make my swing block move. My hands are already down. I just open up and go. Or I open up and go. So that's our blocking for it, for our footwork. I'm going to go through this up at my net here. I'm going to pretend that they have set their right side first, so I'm going to be over on our left side of the net, their right side. We've got a pretty easy transition move here. I'll talk you through it as we go. So they pass off the net. I'm going to call out the pass. My hands are going to drop. It's off. I go over. I make my block. When I transition to hit here, I'm going to make an easy open step with my right foot. It's the inside of the court. I'm going to cross over with my left. I'm going to turn back with my right. And we're counting this as the first step of our 4-step approach. And then I've just got my left going towards the net, right, left, and attack. So going through that again, I start neutral, my hands are good. I call off. I make my swing block move, right, left, right, going back, left, right, left, swing. So I would pause the video here. I'd go through that a couple times until you know you've got that down. Our varsity players who are returning, if you know that move already, we can keep going to the next one. So the next one, I'm now blocking the middle here. So we're pretending that this was a great pass, that they've passed on the net. They're gonna make a quick set to the middle. When I block here, I'm gonna keep my hands up. I'm not gonna drop them down in front. I'm keeping them up. I'm just gonna make my little block move up, and then I'm gonna get off the net. Really similar footwork here. So it's on. I block, I open up with my right, I look back into the court to find the ball, where they swing to, who's passing it, how fast are they passing, where are they passing to. I cross over with my left, I hop back with my right. As we pick up speed when we're doing this, and if we have time, we might end up doing a couple little hop steps here to gather ourselves as we turn, but we're on that left foot, and then I'm a right, left swing. So going through it all together, walking through this here, on, I block, right, left, right, swing. Going through it a little faster, on, right, left, swing. That's it for the middles. So again here, if this is new to you, I'd pause the video. I'd go through that a couple more times till you've got it down. I'm gonna go over to the right side. This is the one that gets a little trickier, and this is where the other teams we play against set the most. So we wanna spend a good amount of time on this transition. We wanna be really ready to swing here. If we can get this footwork down, we're available all the time. You're gonna get set a lot. So similar to blocking the other team's right side, if I'm blocking their outside, my first step is going to be opening into the court with my inside foot. So here, that's my left foot. I'm going to cross over with my right. I take another with my left, and then I'm going to come back towards the middle. So I'm probably about a foot or two behind the 10-foot line here with my right. This is the first step of my 4-step approach. My second is my left foot on or behind the 10-foot line, and I've got a big right, left to finish. So going through that all together, just walking through it. I blocked, left, right, left, into my approach, right, left, swing. Now we're going to do it with our block move. So they're going to set the outside here because they've passed the ball off the net. I'm going to start in that neutral position. When I call off, I drop my hands. I should have said this earlier, but when I drop my hands, notice how they're in front of my body here. They're not on my sides right away. They're in front. We want them there. So I'm neutral. I'm going to block. I'm going to trans and go. Off. Left, right, left, swing. One more time. Off. Block, left, approach, right, left, swing. Awesome. So now we're going to tie all 3 of those together. I said this earlier, so this is what we use as a warm-up in probably 90% of our practices. This just really gets our middles vocalizing everything, gets us working on that transition footwork, gets us working a little hard right away. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to start my neutral base position in the middle of the court. I'm going to pretend they've set or they've passed the ball off the net. I'm going to yell off. My hands are going to drop in front. I'm going to go block their right side, transition to attack in the middle. Next up, I go back to my neutral position in the middle. They've passed the ball on the net. They're going to set the middle. I'm going to block the middle with a nice little static move. I'm going to transition off and hit. One more. They're going to set their outside. They've passed the ball off the net. I'm yelling off. I drop my hands in front. I go block. I transition and attack. So putting them all together, this is what that's going to look like. Off. Right, left, attack. On. Right, left, attack. Off. left, right, left, right, left, right, left, attack. And that's it. I would repeat that pattern probably 5 times. Take a little bit of a break. You're going to get a little tired, a little winded. Get some water, maybe wipe some sweat off. Do it again a couple more times until you've really got it down. Go back to that pattern a ton over the summer. We're going to use it a lot. If we get good in transition, we're going to score a lot of points.